Namaste, Jai Bharat. I happened to see a YouTube of one Haris Sultan, likely I think he's from Pakistan, very reasonable gentleman who's youngster, very youngster, who's trying to analyze the geopolitical situation, etc. as usual. And he was speaking about an impending disaster on Europe from the Muslim migrants. He names a nation which I don't want to repeat, but then he indicates that there are a lot of Muslim migrants or immigrants, whatever, in perhaps all European countries, including Poland, where of course Poland number must be less, but otherwise, other places, it's much more. So many people, and their number is increasing for various reasons. Number one, the migration is not yet arrested or stopped; it continues. And number two, their population explodes on comparison with the host nations wherever they go. So, in time, they become powerful. Now, Europe gave them refuge with their lofty understanding of so-called altruism, which of course is psychopathic like kind of altruism, philanthropy, and all kinds of lofty talks which their moral philosophy is old post medieval dark period, and they welcome. They think that's the most noble thing to do, but then they were indiscriminate in welcoming people. They hardly realized that an element with a different cultural background coming into the society could either help them or not. That aspect they have not got into. We have Bharat history, we have a lot of instances when people have moved into Bharat at that time and that context. They have enriched the Bharatiya Sanskriti. They contributed because they belonged. They got blended with the Bharatiya Sanskriti. Then they could contribute a lot. This is something which we have seen in our history. So that's not a kind of mass migration. It was sporadic, slowly, and naturally. That of course gets into authenticity. Now this situation, this Sultan, he's talking about fundamental indiscipline. Of course, he establishes, he narrates more details, but I would like to bring it down to a few points. The fundamental indiscipline of such people who go in, which of course is a fact which one has to understand. One has to agree with that. They are not that disciplined. They do have this fundamental indiscipline in their existence and the tendency to break laws or norms, do governance and norms. They come from such nations where many things are suppressed. So many things are suppressed in such nations, especially the sexual discipline. That is what Sultan was trying to speak of. Many things are suppressed, and when they enter into a so-called welfare state of Europe, where they value freedom and they speak for freedom and they stand for freedom, they find there's nothing, they can do anything under the sky. So the first problem which all European societies shall face or are facing is that these people have a sexual indiscipline, so that they'll go after children. That's little that pedophilia is a kind of mental disease. They go after girls. Especially, see, their society, the girls were clad in black from top to bottom because of this problem, whatever may be the reason. Top to bottom black and covered. And you go to the European society, they just dress as they feel like. Of course, in Bharat also, there are many places where people dress as they feel like, in no one cares. No one really is looking at them, no one bothers. In Europe also, no one just looks at your exposed portions of the body with that intention, because that's nothing new to them. That's how people behave, that's how people move around, and hardly anyone looks at them with any intention at all. So when these people come from a different background, they find it all strange. Then they will immediately be attracted, they go to rape. And rape indiscriminately. Whenever one gets an opportunity, he goes to rape. His mental sexual urge is never satisfied. Physically, I don't know, because they have this problem of circumcision, and that what extent this, of course, medical people can be, shall say, but then their mental urge is never stopped, and they continue and go on doing it. They believe there is some great achievement. These are the thoughts with such people. They consider that is something great and something of an achievement, and they also believe that this is how they should behave to these white girls, of course. Perhaps Europe, in a way, negatively speaking, deserves such kind of things, because once upon a time, they have this attitude of I'm the boss, like my external affairs minister Dr. Jayashankar says. Europe considers that Europe's problem shall be everyone's problem, and others' problems are not Europe's problems. That's how they behave even now, right now. That's how Europeans behave. The reasons in front of you, you shall know it, and I need not to repeat. So that attitude, and I am bigger than thou, this kind of attitude, and they kinds of a spurious overconfidence that they are better, all these things led them to get into haughty kind of conceptual pedestal from where they refuse to come down. And this is an antithesis. The Muslim migration from almost all countries except Bharat, with that kind of laws, they are coming from such backgrounds, that functions as an antithesis to the thesis, which is a synthetic unity of nonsense, that I am greater than thou, and all kinds of things. But this antithesis is going to create problem. That's what the Sultan was trying to speak of. He says there are unrest. Now these people will go for all kinds of things as they wish. Now they want your society to move this way. They go to European society and want them to dress in that way. And in time, with their increase in population, the unrest, of course, is already there. You come across people who drive a motor vehicle very casually into gatherings where they kill people. They think that's a holy thing. And those who have such jihadi mindset, they think that they live to die. They live to carry out jihad, because they consider, and they're totally sure of, not just believe, they're very sure that the real life starts after death, so they don't mind dying. They go to any extent to die. This kind of things Europe has to deal with. They are not Muslims of Bharat who are culturally otherwise oriented. They are within the framework of Indian culture. We call it as Bharatiya Sanskriti. These people don't have such things. They come and suppress the society to freedom, where they would, instead of using freedom, majority of them shall get into abusing freedom, because they don't know how to handle freedom with responsibility. And then fundamentally the society is not at all disciplined. Lack of opportunity becomes their morality. Morality becomes lack of opportunity. You can discuss about this phenomenon at length. So this thing Europe has to face, and this Sultan's judgment seems to be very cautiously correct, in the sense that there can be possibility of riots, which of course goes on. Insurgencies goes on. Sporadic killing goes on. And the judicial system also, in some countries, they say they'll give them chances to refine. Now there is the word in English called irredeemable. There should also be another word added, irrefinable. certain things are set so rigid, you just can't refrain other than through drastic structural rewriting, which of course shall take long time. So how to deal with this problem, which is going to be more problem, because Sultan was predicting civil war possibility in 5 years of time. That's what he was telling. Now that's what caught my attention. In 5 years of time, civil war in Europe means what nonsense. The people who live comfortably in all kinds of comforts and peacefully, they have civil wars means everything is reversed overnight. Everything gets reversed overnight. So maybe this antithesis for such kind of synthesis in Europe, that we are superior, all the spurious thoughts. Now for such thoughts, this antithesis, and then what kind of synthesis shall evolve of it, I do not know. I can't predict, because there's no blueprint for predators, such as my supervisor told me when I was doing PhD long back. There's no blueprint for research. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you reach. If you genuinely search for knowledge, there can't be a hypothesis. This hypothesis all puts studies into frames. Where of course, it's possible in science, but certainly not possible in studying societies or phenomena within or concerning societies directly. So what happens to Europe in future is really frightening. I don't know people in Europe, if at least academics who happen to think in these directions, should be concerned, should spend some time in discussing this, at least in their small rooms where they sit and discuss, and spread such awareness of being aware of this a distinct, different kind of culture which is with them. They have already entered, and with their numbers going up, which is not normally natural, because they have this uncontrolled population. Producing as many as possible is that they generally think, and then when you become singled out, you become minority, then you shall be subjected to all kind of beautiful things which you can't see it right now, because you wear such sunglasses which are very, very shaded, that doesn't show you reality. England already has some towns or some cities this problem. They are not addressing it seriously. They think it is something which they can override. They can't. I'm telling you. Poland, I think, is the only nation, in my understanding, who is showing some kind of concern and responsibility. They stay away from this kind of things. Previously, Australia used to be very careful. I don't know how they are now. I don't think they are that careful as they used to be in the past. So this situation is going to be very difficult and dangerous for Europe. Of course, personally, we need not to be concerned, but we are concerned as human beings about destruction of civilizations, because we have seen it, which was done mostly by you people. I mean Europeans. Civilizations in the world were destroyed, and we have experienced it. We have survived because we have the very stronger philosophical foundations and a cultural foundation, and of course Hindu Dharma structure is that that's not destroyable as you think easily, because of its dynamism, for whatever reason. The point is that Europe should be careful. I hope that one should understand this and do something for the future generations. So hope we can meet again. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.